Hey guys, my name is Jaynes, and I have recently partnered with the Rescue Me Project. This is a group of people, volunteers, who have come together who are passionately driven by one word that we use often, and that's purpose. And I wanted to take a minute to share with you exactly why I find it important for me to be a part of this nonprofit organization. Starting with my story, and I'm just going to share some things all together in one scenario that really I've never put all together, honestly, until about a week and a half ago when I got to share my full testimony with a group of young men and women at a juvenile detention center. So, as I shared with them there, my story starts as a child. I grew up in a hoarder home, and a lot of people have seen the show Hoarders. They have watched that on TV, and of course, I know that there are some people who also experienced that in their childhood, or maybe even that's their reality today. But that's one of the things that from my beginning, if you will, it really staged my life. I spent the first years of my life not knowing that not only were we living in a poor household or economically hit home, if you would, I grew up in a different type of situation. I was physically abused by family members. I was sexually molested at a young age. I also grew up in a situation where drugs, alcohol, it wasn't just that they existed. I lived in a situation where they were abused. And to a lot of people looking in, you would have no idea that I came from that situation. Along with that, I also endured, believe it or not, as big as the guy I am, growing up, I really endured bullying. And a lot of that, of course, came from being an annoying little kid, but at the same time, it was because culturally, and by culturally I mean my home atmosphere and coming to school or being around a group of other people, there was really no way for me to fit in, if you would, because I went home to a different type of situation. And dealing with students now, I see that there are a lot of situations that we can't really grasp or get our mind around completely when we look at a child, because we don't know for sure what exactly it is that they're going home to. As far as my childhood is concerned, growing into a preteen and a teenager, my mother died when when she was 37 years old. I was 14 at the time. And on top of that, I also grew up for the majority of my childhood, in a fatherless home, and in a situation where nothing was quote unquote normal. Now, the word normal is funny because everyone has a different definition of it, but when I say normal, I just mean there are certain things that society says that a healthy lifestyle or a healthy home has and provides for a child. I grew up in a situation where oftentimes none of those things were provided. I have personally dealt with suicidal thoughts, anxiety. I remember in high school, as cool, calm, and collected I oftentimes was on the outside, I would literally say on the inside, I felt as if I was some days going to collapse because I could not breathe. I was, 15, 16, 17. I thought I was having a heart attack because of the pressure on my chest. Physically, I was overwhelmed by what was going on inside of my mind. And to top all of that off, another thing that I've definitely dealt with is that question that a lot of people deal with. Why am I here? What is my purpose? What am I supposed to be doing while I'm spending my time here on this earth? Why was I put here? And that's exactly why I wanted to share part of my story with you, because the Rescue Me Project is, once again, a group of volunteers. We all have a story. Are our stories the same? Not at all. Do we all come from the same situation? Not even close. But what we all have in common is that we, as adults now, have lived a life thus far, and we realize that we have been put here, each one of us individually, for a certain purpose. And we have come together as a group of men and women who desire to go and work with quote-unquote at-risk teens, that maybe if we stopped and we asked the right questions, we would realize that a lot of children, as they grow up and they become young adolescents, they become preteens, they become teenagers, they become adults, and they seem to make decisions that we would look at as a society and frown upon. A lot of those decisions are made based on the premise of their background, and no one ever stepped in and even attempted to make a difference. Now, cliche as it may seem, a lot of people say we make a difference well, we say people should be able to make decisions, or they should be able to make the right decisions on their own, or we all have the same opportunities. And to an extent, that may be true, but I'll tell you what separated Al and Jaynes from a lot of at-risk teens. The one thing that separated me is that I've always had a network of mentors and a community around me that has encouraged me, that has shared truth with me, that has not only taken the time to show me what it is to be a man, but has continuously been there in my corner to encourage, to show, to correct, to help me become the man that I am today. That being said, that is why the Rescue Me Project exists. We want to be able to go into schools, juvenile detention centers, churches, any type of group event where there are young men and women available to be able to hear the words that we're saying. It has nothing to do with us personally. No one is here with a personal vendetta for popularity or fame. We are simply a group of people who want to leave an impact. So the question remains, why are we doing this? What is our ultimate end result? What are we aiming for? We are a group of men and women who we know for a fact that we all have purpose, and we want to give that exact same power to every single student that we can in our area. So if you're interested in having us with you at your school or your function, please let us know. But at the same time, if you want to partner with us and help in the movement and the impact of what we're trying to do in our area, once again, just let us know. Thank you so much. Thank you for listening to my story. And once again, my name is Alan Jaynes, and I'm glad to be a part of the Rescue Me Project. Thank you.